All right, Jeff. Here's the camera.
Sweet.
All right. Okay.
Same angle as yesterday, good?
Yeah.
Always positive?
Okay. Today I'm just trying not to, I feel like I hurried too much yesterday.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna try to go, take my time.
That sounds good, yeah. And, definitely maybe, accentuate which truck it is you're holding and everything for sure. Maybe, whatever that sounds like. So they know this is the tensor.
Yeah,
And then I can,
yeah.
zoom in on it or whatever whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
When you talk about, that was good yesterday, right? When you're talking about the sizes, get right in on it and everything.
Yeah.
That's good, okay.
All right. Hi. My name is Ted. I'm the owner of the 2 Feet Skate Shop, and today I'm gonna explain to you which truck is best for you, maybe. So we get a lot of questions at the shop or anywhere, basically what truck is best for them, and then usually it depends on what you ride, what you want to do with the skateboard. So today we're just gonna kind of cover sort of turning ratios and then the wheelbase, and then the height of the board, height of the trucks, so yeah. I'm gonna just kind of go through specs, so to speak, and then I'll explain to you what. No, I should just go into why it does what. Yeah. So generally speaking, lower trucks are easier to say flip because of the how you can pop the board is say distance in between the ground and the tail is often determined how hard you have to pop or how light you have to pop. So if board sits lower, say you got lower trucks and then smaller wheels, you'll have much lighter pop. You can just pop it right here. But then say it sits a little bit higher, you'll have to go a lot higher in order to pop the board. So when you do a lot of flip tricks, it's easier to do light pop and then light flick. It's just generally more easier. You can just kind of go like this instead of going up like that, so that's why lower trucks are usually better for flipping and stuff like that. And higher trucks have better, usually you can turn a little more than lower trucks, and then you have clearance, so you get less wheel bites and stuff. And yeah, so, and then wheelbase is basically if you put the board together, say it's this distance right here. If you were to actually put bigger board together, this distance right here, but we measured from the holes here, and then how far is the axle is sitting in the back. And so in this case, when I explain to you the distance here is longer, means actually shorter wheelbase. So hopefully that doesn't confuse you. And then turning ratios. So turning ratios basically how angled the truck sits. So if you look at trucks, let me see. All right. So how it turns is right here. Can you come closer? It turns like this. The pivoting point is right there and right there. We should stop.
What's up? How you guys doing?
Jordan? Okay. Where were we? Okay.
Yeah, good question. I don't remember either.
No, I think
let me take my
I was
damn
talking about a turning ratio, and then I...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, where did I put that truck?
Last one?
Light one. Okay. Let me just put this right
Oh,
here.
did you need me to bring my board in?
No, it's fine.
You good?
I'm just gonna talk about it.
Talk about it? Sweet.
So turning ratio is the board... Come closer.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, turning ratio, like you can see board, it's turning like this. That's what happens when you try to turn. Like you, like basically this is upside down when you're on the skateboard, and then you press down this side, and then it's just gonna come like this. You know, it's moving, and the pivoting point of the trucks is like right above this, like a bushing right there, and then the pivot cup right there. So that two spot right there is the pivoting point. And then what we did yesterday, we measured it, there's 2 points, and the angle of the yeah, angle of the pivoting points. So like it was like you're measuring these points right here. So yeah, okay. Basically, let's start with low truck with less turning ratio would be venture right here. So venture lows are very low. Venture lows 47 millimeter high. Now I go with millimeter because it was much more easier to measure. So like 47 millimeter high, and then from this holes right here to axle, center of the axle was only 10 millimeter, which means like this area is short, which means it's going to be long wheelbase. So this one has a longer wheelbase and then lower truck, and then it has a 32 to 33 degree turning ratio, which means it's actually not turning that well compared to, say, independent trucks. And the reason why they would do something like that, why wouldn't you want to turn better, you know? But the thing is, like, when you're about to do, say, kickflip, you kind of crunch down, and then like your board's gonna kind of like turn, you know, a little bit, you know, like, and like, so when you try to set up your tricks, you don't want your board to turn too much, you know, like, it's just maybe just a little bit, but like not to a point where it will sway you, kind of stuff. So like the reason why they want this truck to be low, first I explained to you, like easier to pop, and then longer wheelbase will give you like stable ride, and then less turning trucks will give you less turn when you aim for the, say, like crooked grind or grind tricks or kickflip. When you're just about to crunch down to do kickflip, it will be easier to set up your footing and stuff. So that's why like I think venture truck is best for flat ground, ledges, type of skateboarding. And then let's go to independent. Like independent is like the most obvious, most expensive. Yeah, indeed. So, oh, I just dropped shitload of wheels. Okay. So indies have about 40 to 42 degree turning ratio, and then where am I looking at? 13 millimeter from here to here, which is like 3 millimeter, probably like quarter inch longer on this side, which means like a shorter wheelbase. So this is 3 millimeter shorter wheelbase than venture trucks, and then it sits 52.5 millimeter high, which is about 5.5 millimeter higher than the venture. So why do they want, in this case, have better turning ratio? So I should go back and explain to you what will be best turning ratio, because so if you look at, come here, if you look at Longboard Trucks, it says 50 degree right there. So like this is Longboard Truck. Why is it 50 degree? It's like, say like most street trucks are sitting right here, and then bencher sitting right there. This one sits way over here like that. And then reason why it is like a 50 degrees is probably like most like straight up you can have to turn the board, because you have to use the vertical pressure coming down to the side motion. So like in order to do that, it has to be, I think 45 degrees is like the most efficient way to go about it, because 90 degrees this, then 45 degrees like that, then like 45 degree would make vertical pressure coming down to sideways a lot easier. But 50 degree right now, like why they do 50 degree? Because like longboards don't worry about vertical pressures, you know, because like they don't do a whole lot of jumping and stuff. So but the thing is like street truck, you can't do that. You have to like vertical pressure always has to go sideways motions, otherwise truck's gonna bend. So let's put this back. So it seems like as far as the street trucks goes, best turning ratio they usually look for is around 40 to 45 degree. That seems like the and then this truck basically has that. Independent trucks is like 40 to 42 degree, and so it has a pretty good turning ratio, and then it has a shorter wheelbase, and then it sits slightly higher than most trucks. And what would that benefit would be? First, it will turn better, and then it sits high, so it will turn even better because of the. Oh, okay. Here's let's not stop here
Gotcha.
because I can cut him out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here.
Did you forget? Right? You're like, oh
No,
shoot.
mine's not on me, and I don't have a screwdriver for it anyway.
Oh,
and
shit, that sucks,
the one
man.
for my hardware is pretty much stripped out because I let a buddy of mine use it,
Yeah.
and
It just text included $10.
He just hulked it.
yeah, he used an impact to get the screw out, and
shit.
when he put his screw back in,
Yeah.
The bolt on the inside just started spinning.
Dude, that's
So
terrible.
I have to like push it on super hard and then like kind of yank down and then turn
Sideways
it.
and stuff.
So,
Yeah,
I might
yeah,
as well just buy a new one.
yeah. Yeah.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, later, man.
So where was that?
We were just talking about the degree of
Yeah. Turn-
independence. Yep.
Independence. So independents are good for like best turning. Not best turning. I'll say Ace Truck is like, we don't have Ace Truck right now, but Ace Truck by far to me is the best turning ratios, and then it sits even far back than Independent Truck does. But anyways, right now in the industry, Independent Truck is like the most popular truck, and then to me, it is best for bull ride and then carbing and things like that. But it doesn't mean like street skaters don't skate independent trucks. Like some street skaters actually like better turning skateboards. It depends on like your style, so to speak. But I personally, if I have to make distinction, which would be better for what specific purpose, I would say independent truck is good for bull riding, carbing, just general skating around, because like that case you wouldn't like say you wouldn't do so much tricks or something like, but I mean you can tight the truck or like do different things to make this more like street, or you just type of person who like to have a better turning truck, you know, like this would be that truck. And then let's go to Thunder Trucks. So Thunder Trucks, it turns out I thought it was a lot different than independent trucks, but it's actually Thunder Truck is like actually pretty close to independent trucks. But except like Thunder Truck's a little bit lower. So Thunder Trucks has 40 to 42 degree turning ratio, and then 12 millimeter from this hole to the center of the axle, and then 48.5 millimeter high. So it's about like 4 millimeter lower than the independent trucks. So like everything point to like it's pretty close to independent trucks, except it's a little bit lower. So to me, that benefits like towards like, so it's well turning truck, and then wheelbase is about medium length, and then a little bit low, so like you have like good like a pop. So like it'll be easier to do like say kickflips and stuff and things like that. So to me it's like this thunder's kind of like all around like a medium, but little more towards like say like riding bulls and carving, and but like it's like a, basically most likely the medium like in between the two different kind of skateboarding kind of stuff. And then let's go to Backlight. So this Backlight is high Backlight. Like right now we don't have Mac lows, and then so if you look at Mac lows, we just measured it yesterday. The guy who holding the camera, say hi, Jeff.
Oh, hey, what's up?
He has a tensor low Backlight, and we measured it yesterday. And then like so, it turns out tensor low Backlights have actually longer wheelbase, and then it sits lower than the bencher, and then turning ratios 36 to 37 degree. So like Backlight lows, tensor Backlight lows are actually almost better at like lower to the ground, and then have little better turning ratio than bencher, and like it's lower than bencher and the better turning ratio than bencher, and then actually has about the same length of wheelbase. So to me, like say like bencher, you like bencher but you wish it turned a little bit better, and like it was much lighter than the bencher, then I'll probably go with Backlight lows, like tensor Backlight lows. And this is Backlight highs, and Backlight highs are sort of like, it actually has a very short wheelbase and then pretty good turning ratio. So like highs are more made for like bull riding and things like that, you know, like so. And then it's a super light. Backlights are just like 2-3 ounce lighter than almost any trucks in the market. And it sounds like 2-3 ounce, like how much would that be? But the thing is that actually when you put the board together, it's actually really so much more lighter when you use the Backlights. And yeah, and this one sits pretty high, and then Backlight low sits very low, lower than the venture. So okay, chill, 1 2 3, skip okay. And then let me talk about the mini logos. This is what I skate right now, and it's actually has, I didn't know it has a good turning ratio. I didn't think it was turning very well, and I've been losing my bushings quite a bit over the years. But then it's actually turning ratio set up to turn very well. So like, and then it sits about 47.5 millimeter high. So like it's just right above the bencher. So it's like it's a little bit higher than the bencher right here. And then it's what else? 40 degree 14. Yeah, so the wheelbase right here, the distance from this hole to the axle is actually 14 millimeter. It's actually pretty long. So which means like at the end of the day, the wheelbase is gonna be very short. So like this is like a almost shortest wheelbase we measured today, except probably like Ace might have a shorter wheelbase. So like this one actually aimed for very well turning while it's staying very low. So like this truck will be kind of like street skater, but then you want to turn pretty well as well. So like you don't want, it's the same thing with the basically Backlight lows. If you like low property of the bencher, and then but you want something that turns a little bit better, I'll go with something like Mini Logo right here. And then Industrial is a new company which been around, I think, like something like 5 years or something like that. Like all these trucks been around for like 20 or longer. Independent trucks been like in the market for, I think, like 30 years. So like this one is like fairly new company, Industrial Truck. And so we measured it, and it looks like industrial trucks are just a little bit different from independent trucks. So like turning ratio is about the same, like independent truck right here. And then so like all around it looks pretty similar, except weight is a little bit lighter, and the wheelbase is slightly longer. So like this one adds about 1/8 of an inch on like of a length of the wheelbase from the independent trucks, and then it sits slightly lower than an independent truck. So like I would say this is a
What?
okay. Welcome back. Hi. No. So I think this is almost just like independent trucks. It turns pretty well, but like has like slightly lower profile, slightly longer wheelbase, and it's just basically like Indy, but cheaper, I guess. But and like the metal, like a little bit lighter because like they use less metal. Like its shape's almost similar if you look at it, but it looks smaller because like it has like a smaller metal content. So like this is almost like Indy with base plate look like Venture, but it's more like independent trucks, you know. So okay, so additionally, say like if you want to learn manual tricks, generally shorter wheelbase is easier to do manual once you get used to it. But say like you were used to Venture's long wheelbase, and then like you couldn't manual because like the reason why longer wheelbase is hard to manual is like your nose is like right there, and then your point where you can balance is shorter. So like you, where you put your foot and then the distance is short. But then like if you have a shorter wheelbase trucks, you have more nose area to say like nose manual or tail area to do regular manual. So like things like that could determine how you can do nose. Say like if you were doing fine doing nose manual with Venture Truck, then don't change it because like this won't give you any better nose manual. But then like if you're having hard time with this Venture Truck to nose manual, then like if you go into independent trucks, it'll feel like a little more easier to like dip, you know, like when you do nose manual or even pop and stuff. Or like you can think of things like Mini Logo. This will give you like easier nose manual or say like nose grind and stuff, because like a shorter wheelbase at the end of the day will give you like wider area to say like if you do like nose grind or something, from here to this distance will be wider when you want to do nose grind like or crooked grind. Like shorter wheelbase will be generally easier to do nose grind. And then what else? Yeah, so
Do you want to talk about the
what?
Joslins versus the tensor
Lights,
low and highs?
lights.
Yeah, you didn't
Weights.
talk about the Joslins.
Wait.
Is that the next one? You want to do that like next
let's
segment?
talk about the weights.
Sure.
So like there's in the market there's like a lot of light truck models. Like they have a holes right there, holes. There's a holes. Like these are usually like this is Thunder Hollows, and then Indy Lights. I think it's called Indy Forged Hollow. Like so, Indy Forged Hollow has like that hole right there, and the base plate is like actually much lighter. You can see like the thickness of base plate is like lighter model has a lot thinner base plate, And so when I had like slightly heavier truck, which would add about like a couple ounces or something, and then I did like my frontside flip. Like I was practicing my frontside flip for like 50 to 100 times a day, and then after a while, like I was doing a lot of this motion with my ankle to flick out like that, and then after a while, my ankles were starting to hurt. So like I had to drop my board weight by like 2 ounces. So, but when I was younger, when I had like full of energy and all that, um, I did like heavier trucks. So like I was going for Indy, Venture, and then there used to be this truck called Monster Truck, and that was one of my favorite because it was heavy. The heavier truck, you can pop, and then the momentum of the board will keep coming up until that weight is like dropped down by the so like you can push up harder like with your pop when you have a very strong pop. So like it's easier to keep the board up in the air and intact to your feet when you have a heavier board. And then when you have a lighter board, it's easier to flick. So like if you want to do tray flip, if you want to do kick flip kind of stuff, and then say like you're still young, like 12 years old, 13 years old, 14 years old, and like you weigh about 70 pounds and stuff, then like try to flip independent trucks, even try to ollie independent trucks will be probably pretty hard because things are very heavy. So then like your goal is to get lighter trucks like Thunder Hollows, or Backlight is expensive, but it's super light, and then like the Mini logo is pretty light too. So like lighter trucks gives you easier flicking control, but then heavier trucks, if you're like teenage, I don't know, 17, 18 years old, you can jump pretty high, you have like full strength and stuff, then like I'll go with heavier truck because of the fact that um, board will have heavier momentum coming up to your feet. So like it will intact to it, and then like say like you're gonna do lip slide or something, you're gonna pop, and then it comes up right there, and then right when you get on the rail, like you can like do like kind of like late 180 motions to get onto like tail slide or something like that, like lip slide and things like that. Like if I was doing like simpler tricks, but like it requires very precise motions, then like I'll rather go with heavier truck because I'd rather like force it up, force the board up, like to the, so like that's like a benefit of kind of having heavier truck. And yeah, I feel like I covered everything. All right. Okay, so I did actually forget something. So what did I forget is the kingpin clearance. So let me just go through like, so kingpin clearance is this right here. That's where you're gonna grind, and then when you do Smith grind or something, you're gonna sit on the ledge like this. So let's go right here. Like you're gonna sit on the ledge kind of like that. Like sometimes like this, sometimes like that, like so sometimes kingpin is getting the way of doing like Smith grind, Fable grind, things like that. So depend on which truck you choose, it could actually kind of get in your way a lot more if kingpin was sitting so high up. So if you look at it right here, it's like kind of like going down like there, like you're going to tighten the truck a little bit more, so it's like going down a little bit. That's pretty good clearance. Same thing goes to something like this. That's pretty good clearance. But if you worry about that particular issue, I would avoid like sort of like lower trucks, like Venture right here. Like kingpin is almost like level with the hanger, top of the hanger. So like this is hanger, right? Yeah, so like it's just like I'm stupid. Like this is base plate, it's a hanger. So like it's like Venture low will be kind of hard to do feeble or Smith grind or backside Smith, but bencher highs have actually pretty good clearance. So like if you want to do like Smith grind and having hard time, like you probably want to change the trucks. But like especially this crux case, we didn't measure crux, but like they're actually pretty similar to independent trucks because they're come from same company. But they do have this right here. Like this is like a specific model, like has like Allen wrench kingpin right here, and this has a way better clearance than any other trucks we got. And then like you might want to avoid industrial trucks because the kingpin sits so high up right there. And then actually mini logo trucks have fairly okay clearance, but it's still kind of, it's since it's a low truck, it's quite high. So I would still avoid this. Like if you want to Smith grind, feeble grind, anything like that, I'll go with like independent trucks, venture highs, maybe Backlight highs. They're pretty good too. And then crux, you know, Allen wrench, and then yeah, Thunder seems to have fairly good, not that good, but like it's like right there. So like it's decent. Yeah. So that what I forgot about, and yeah, so that's probably gonna be it for the video. Yeah. So I'll get back to that video. Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
So let's end it there. And so if you have any question, if you think like I didn't cover anything, like please let me know. I'll try to like put all the measurement down in the comments. So like if you want to see it, like just check the comment. And if you like this video, if this information helped you out deciding which truck you want to go to, please give me thumbs up. And then what else? Subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll do this kind of video all the time, so subscribe. And then if you have any video suggestions, like just let me know, anything like that. And yeah, and so 2 feet. See ya. Bye. All right, cool. I think that was better. Okay. I want to smoke and then.